Are you ready for some football on the couch? The football season is nearing an end, and soon Super Bowl 51 will begin. The two teams, the Patriots and the Falcons, titans of the game, will go out onto the field, and they will battle each other. It shall be a battle of mud and blood, and it shall range on for hours and hours. And then, as the game nears an end, one team will be victorious. And that is what I'm going to be talking about on this episode, America's favorite pastime, football. And as it turns out, there are a lot of funny things that can happen when you're playing the game. People slipping on banana peels, getting attacked by cheetahs, a donkey coming in and actually playing the game with the players. Crazy things like that happen all the time in football, and I'm going to be talking about some of my favorites. So let's do football the American style. Okay, so for this first one, and I guess I should go ahead and just, I'm wearing the garb of losers, to be honest. This is actually my dad's shirt and hat. The truth of the matter is that we here on the couch do not have a budget. The only budget I have is a piggy bank under my bed with a quarter in it. But aside of that, and I'm not necessarily saying the Steelers are losers, just that I would wear a Patriot or a Falcon uniform just to honor them because they made it to the Super Bowl, but I can't afford that. So we're just going to go with this. But anyways, I'm not sure if this one counts, but just because of how awesome it is, I'm just going to include it. So yeah, this was a middle school game, so it's not like professional or college, but hey, the title was just football, funniest football moment, so I think I can get away with it. But anyways, I'm not sure about the legality of this game, but since it's a middle school game, I don't think anyone really cared anyways, and I think anyone in the stadium that did care was just told, shut up, it's funny, the kids are going to remember this, just go back to reading your newspaper. And they shushed him up good. Good job. Sometimes, if you want to defeat your enemies, you've got to wage psychological warfare. You got to get up inside their heads. Case in point, Hayden Fry, who in 1979 painted the visiting team Michigan's locker room entirely pink. Pink walls, pink urinals. But anyways, for years this went on until finally the Michigan team grew tired of this, and they decided to put up their own walls and their own stuff. They put up some memorabilia and they had victory music playing, and they went out there and they lost. So I guess there's some sort of lesson there. I'm not really sure what it was, but there's definitely something. Many consider this to be the greatest football mistake of all time. And while I would consider it to be the greatest by an individual person, I'm not going to necessarily say it's the greatest football mistake. But anyways, it was a game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, it looked like the Minnesota Vikings were going to win. And the ball was being thrown around, and finally, Jim Marshall, he grabs the ball. But he doesn't realize that he's been turned the wrong way. So he's running down the field, and the crowd's yelling, Jim, you're going the wrong way. But he doesn't hear them. He runs 66 yards. He makes it into the end zone, and he throws the ball down in celebration, which throws it out of bounds, and San Francisco gets the ball. Well, as it turns out, the Vikings did end up winning, and the coach was all right with it. But one day, Jim Marshall got a letter, and it was from Roy Regels. And Roy Regels had made a similar mistake in the Rose Bowl. And the letter simply read, "Welcome to the club."
The 30-yard line, Kilmer driving for the first down, loses the football. It's picked up by Jim Marshall, who's running the wrong way. Marshall is running the wrong way, and he's running it into the end zone the wrong way. Thinks he scored a touchdown. He had scored a safety. His teammates were running along the far.
Okay, so this next one is a game between the Stanford Cardinals and the California Golden Bears. and is known simply as the play. Okay, so it was a very close game, but the California Golden Bears did a kickoff return, and with 5 lateral passes, managed to win. But to add to the confusion of this already very controversial play, the entire Stanford band comes out while it's being done and starts playing, thinking that the game is over. And the guys going through the band and all that. But anyways, this moment has a lot of controversy in football about the legality of 2 of the backward passes, although I've got to be honest, if I would think controversy would come anywhere, I would think it would be more about the band. I would think the band would be a bigger problem, but maybe I just don't understand football. And at number 1, the Heidi Bowl. Okay, so if you haven't heard this story, it was a game between the Oakland Raiders and the New York Jets. And the game was running into overtime. Usually games like this only last about 2.5 hours, but this one went on for 3. And one of the guys, he kicks the ball, and the other guy catches it. And this guy's running down the field. It looks like he's going to get a touchdown, when all at once, the game Heidi starts playing. The movie Heidi starts playing. And a girl comes out, and she's with her sheep, and she's yodeling, and to be honest, people were ticked. The phone lines at NBC were going crazy. And it was later revealed that the Oakland Raiders had made 2 touchdowns and a surprise victory that no one had predicted. It would have been amazing to see, to be honest. But you know what? I honestly think NBC did this on purpose. I mean, they probably, the football game wasn't supposed to last that long, and they were like, well, we got to get this Heidi movie out. I'm sure many more people wanted to watch this Heidi rerun.
Silly. Poor thing. She's hungry.
And that's the game. Thank you all for playing with me. And before I end off, I have some big announcements here on the couch. First off, you might notice that I'm sitting on this couch, even though I had that big farewell speech last episode. And the truth of the matter is, turns out that I'm not going to school as soon as I thought I was. But we will be eventually moving to the old couch. We'll be going back there, and we'll probably come back to this couch sometime in the summer, I would think. But we'll just wait and see. Anyways, the second announcement I would like to make is that if any of you have any questions about the information in this episode, I have a source cited. You can go and you can look at that. It's also the websites that I use are in this video. So I basically just get this information from a website, and you all can go and see whether you trust it or not. I'm leaving it up to you. So with that said, I am just going to be sitting here and relaxing and waiting for the Super Bowl. I hope the commercials are better this year.